What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 145, and we start today's episode by seeing that Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and also Bayern Munich rejected the three bids we put in for Correa, Jesse Rodriguez, and also Lewandowski as well. Now, of course, you missed the last episode, definitely worth watching. With the Origi sale now, these are the three players we're going in for to replace the Belgian striker. Now, Correa is my number one transfer target. I've never used him in FIFA before, but a lot of people have told me he's amazing, and his stats look great as well. 85 overall, just 25 years old too, so it could get even better. But also Lewandowski as well. With his contract running out at the end of the year, I do believe we won't have to pay the big bucks for him. I think we could probably get him for around 35 to 40 million pounds. We put a new bid for the players though, wait and see what they say. But Jesse Rodriguez, I decided not to put a new bid for. Rodriguez is the player who's like the safety net here. He's not the one we want, but if we can't get Lewandowski or Correa, then we'll go back in for him. But for the time being, we'll leave it as it is and just pursue the Polish striker and also the Argentine striker as well. But speaking of Argentine players, I'm also going to try and sign this guy as well, Juan Manuel Salom, who is a free agent goalkeeper, 22 years old, 70 overall. Scouted him, he looks alright, he looks nothing special, but of course with the sale of Gabriel to Augsburg, we could do with a better backup goalkeeper. Right now, all we've got is the 18-year-old kid on loan from Nice, I think it is, Marseille, a French side regardless, and I wouldn't mind a better one to come in and just sit on the bench. I mean, the chance of Djokovic getting an injury is quite slim. The chance of him getting suspended is also quite slim as well, but you know me, I like to have three goalkeepers in my team at least, and that's why we're going to go in for that guy on a free agent. And again, he'll just sit on the bench really on 15 grand a week, not do much for us, but significantly lower wages than Gabriel. He's younger, he may be 8 ratings lower, yes, or was it 9 ratings lower? I think Gabriel grew to a 79 overall, but as a backup goalkeeper who probably won't even play any minutes come now at the end of the season, I'd rather get him in just for peace of mind. Still, for the first and only game of today's episode here, we will take on Lazio in the Tim Cup quarter-final. Now, coming into this game, I did decide to rest 10 players and have a very weak side out there. The only first-team player that started was Jeremy Djokovic in goal. It would have been Gabriel because he got sold, but the first incident of the game was a sad one as well. Mitov Nilsson, this is why I rest the players in this competition, Mitov Nilsson, Ibra's regen, with the first incident of the game, goes up for a header from a free kick and sadly gets himself an injury. It's not a serious one. He did stay out there for the for most of the game at least, but it is worth noting he did get himself a knock. But it was goalless at the break. There were a couple of chances for both sides. Kenny's strike from range went over the bar, and also that shot from Klassen also went off target. So it was still 0-0 going into the second half, but 4 minutes after the restart, what a chance to take the lead. Portillo was played forward for us, and a Paraguayan striker was going through one-on-one. I thought for sure he'd score, but it was a great save by the goalkeeper, and he kept it goalless. And then just before the hour mark here, Lazio had a good chance here, their first of the second half. Tunkara from my Club and Country series, how about that? Finds Kato, who was also my Club and Country series last year, who goes for goal. Former Racing Santander players linking up there, but it was a good save by Djokovic, and it was still goalless in this game. The final chance would fall to Lazio in stoppage time, but the Brazilian centre-back Mauricio's header went harmlessly wide the post and behind for a goal kick, and that was the final touch of the 90 minutes as well, as the game did finish here at the San Siro, Milan 0, Lazio 0. So we will go into extra time in this game. It's very rare for me that I go into extra time in cup competition, to be honest. Usually I get the job done in 90 minutes, otherwise we get knocked out. But either way, taking on Lazio now in extra time period here at the San Siro. First chance fell to Lazio, this header going just wide the post, and then they fell over one another, the two Lazio players there, and it was still goalless. And a couple minutes later, another good chance for Lazio as we failed to get this cross clear. This shot by Krandreva went just wide the post though, and still it was goalless in this game. So in extra time there were quite a few chances for both sides. We had our first real one here in the 107th minute. Marco the Magician off the bench, I thought I'd bring on the big guns, almost scored a lovely goal here from range, but he couldn't hit the target, and it was still 0-0. And with 2.5 minutes to go, with the game still goalless, we won ourselves a free kick 25 yards out here, and Marco the Magician, who came off the bench, was standing over it. He hasn't scored a free kick all season long. I'm not very good with free kicks, as you know, but he scored a few in this series. I do believe the first ever goal he scored in this series was a free kick as well, all the way back in season 2 in the Europa League. So with this free kick here, with 2 minutes to go in the game, the chance to send us through to the Tim Cup semi-final, Marco the Magician standing over the ball, 28 yards actually, standing over the ball, curls it over the wall, but unfortunately Berisha, the goalkeeper, makes a fantastic save, tips it onto the post, and we have to get a goal line decision system for it as well. Marco the Magician is just so unlucky from free kicks. He goes so close, he hits the woodwork quite often. Oftentimes, goalkeepers make great saves as well, and for this moment here is a great save with the goalkeeper. So still 0-0, and in stoppage time and extra time, with basically the final kick of the game, Lazio could have won it through Keita, but what a block this was by Siligadi. It's red. I'll include defensive highlights in a game's highlights that I'll show you, but that deserved the show right there. Siligadi's block ensures this game does go to a penalty shootout, and had he not got there, I've got a lot of faith in Jeremy Djokovic, but I think Keita was going to score that one. So what a block by Siligadi, and he sends the game to a penalty shootout, our first ever penalty shootout with Milan. We had a couple with Watford, we lost one to Leeds, I think we won a couple as well, but this is a big penalty shootout here in the Tim Cup quarter-final to see who advances to the semi-finals. Ryan Towler came off the bench, one of only 2 usual first 11 players to play in this game. Djokovic, of course, the other one, and would, of course, score the first penalty. No real doubt that was always going to happen. Then Candreva would stand up for Lazio and take the second penalty of the shootout, and the first for Lazio, and he sent Djokovic the wrong way. So 1-1 after 2 penalties. Portillo missed a great chance in normal time, and he also missed this penalty as well. A bad miss from the Paraguayan there, but it was also a great save from the goalkeeper, and it was still 1-1. And Lazio had a chance to take the advantage in the shootout through this penalty through Klassen, and it do just that as well. Found a top corner, despite Djokovic diving the right way, and Lazio take the advantage. Mastur then levelled the scores for us on the shootout, 2-2, but Lazio, of course, did have a penalty in hand. Roberto Firmino will stand up and take this one, and the former Liverpool and Hoffenheim man sends Djokovic the wrong way. So 3-2. Another former Liverpool player will stand up and take this penalty. Suso for us here, the number 8, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and we're back on level turns 3-3. But we needed Djokovic to save one, really, as Lazio were 100% from the spot. So when Perez stood up to take this one, I could already tell he was going to chip it by the look at his feet, and Djokovic stands down the middle, catches the ball, and has a simple save. So 3-3. We then take the advantage for the first time in a while in the shootout. Siligadi, who made a big block late on in extra time, converting the penalty. That meant Keita, who was denied from that block from Siligadi, love the way this all pans out, had to score this penalty for Lazio. The Spanish winger and striker stands up to take this penalty. Number 14 does score though, puts it down the middle and keeps it at 4-4. So 4-4 in this game. Capella with it out to take the next one here in sudden death and convert it as well. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, puts it into the top corner. Good penalty from the left back there. And then Lazio would have to score this one as well, as we're now in sudden death right here. Otherwise, they are going out. Number 36, Bertolacci would stand up and take this one against Jeremy Djokovic. Doing his best Bruce Grobbelaar impression here. And Bertolacci, sadly, just about converts it. Djokovic gets a touch on it, but as it goes down the middle, he can only divert it into the side of the net. Mari would then stand up and take our next one, and he'd score as well. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way into the top corner. So 6-5. Sudden death continues, but once again, Lazio would have to score this penalty. The number 8 will stand up and take it now for Lazio. Could he convert it from the spot? It's Basta against Djokovic, trying to put off the number 8, and as you can see, he can't do so. Once again, the Lazio player goes down the middle, and this time Djokovic doesn't even get a touch on it. So still 6-6. Sudden death continues. Bangadino would then stand up and take our next one, and our Argentine centre-back scores again. So this long penalty shootout does continue with sudden death. It's 7-6, but once again, Lazio would have to score this penalty, otherwise we are going through. Filippini would stand up and take it for Lazio, but the number 28 is denied by Djokovic. He pulls off the save, and I thought it was all over at this point, but how about this? For the second time in this series, we have that bizarre penalty shootout glitch, because of course, after that penalty we scored, we didn't need to take another one, but Bangadino stood up to take it again. Yes, Bangadino, who literally just scored for us. Then Djokovic saved the penalty, which should have been a winning one. Bangadino stands up and takes this penalty, but it's pointless. We'd already won the shootout. We'd already won it. Bangadino takes his second penalty in the shootout, once again converts it, and the game finishes, and the shootout finishes 8-6 to Milan, and this makes no sense whatsoever. We didn't have to score that penalty with Bangadino. How can EA mess this up so badly? Because this is the second time in my series this has happened. If you watched a few seasons ago in the FA Cup final between Watford and Arsenal, if you remember, Nathan Redmond had to take 2 penalties himself. I didn't realise it at the time. That was an FA Cup final. This one a Tim Cup quarter final. But if you remember, that happened back a few years ago. I think it was season 3 that happened. This is season 6, and it's happened again. Bangadino didn't need to take that penalty. We'd already won the shootout. It was 7-6. We'd already won the shootout after Djokovic's save, and that penalty was meaningless, yet for some reason the game thought it needed to be scored. And again, it was Bangadino taking the penalty again. It wasn't us moving on to the next penalty kick taker. Bangadino walked back to the halfway line and then walked back again to the penalty spot. It was like, oh, I'll have another one then, why not? It was just absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, we're through to the Tim Cup semi-final. Pleased with that. Again, it's not too important for us. We have told the ball we'll reach the final again. We won it last year. We'd like to win it for a second straight year. And it's good to get through, albeit through a bizarre penalty shootout glitch once again. How can EA mess up something so simple? We don't know. But still, following that, we did make a new signing. Juan Manuel Salom comes in. That's really good to see. Again, 15 grand a week. It's not really going to matter too much, but I thought I'd show it regardless as he signs a deal here at the San Siro. Also, I thought I'd show you that. How about that? Jose Mari right there. I've never seen that before. So tired. He had a red bar for stamina. But anyway, the last thing you'll see in today's episode is me putting new bids for Lewandowski and also Correa as well. But that is going to end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave likes. It's much appreciated. It really helps my channel out. Also, let me know if you guys have seen that bizarre penalty shootout glitch. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had it before. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced it too. But thanks for watching the video though. Please do leave a like if you have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.